Yo, Aoki Lee Simmons and Vittorio Assaf just debuted their romance by packing on the PDA during a trip to St. Barts, and the internet is going nuts. Baby, I know Vittorio can hear Aoki's dad, Russell Simmons, screaming from Bali, because I can. And her mom, Kimora Lee, is reportedly flabbergasted by her 22-year-old daughter dating a 65-year-old man. But should she be surprised, considering they are literally cut from the same cloth? Didn't Kimora start dating Russell when she was just a teenager? If you ask me, Aoki has learned from her mom to chase the bag and go after old money. But you know what? Let's get straight into breaking this madness down, cause that's what it is, madness. So in photos that were exclusively obtained and published by Page 6, Aoki was seen passionately kissing Vittorio, who is a 65-year-old restaurateur. Vittorio is the founder of the Serafina restaurant group, as well as the author of Serafina, Modern Italian Cuisine for Everyday Home Cooking. So obviously, this is a person who is very moneyed. In the photos, Aoki was wearing a bikini, while Vittorio was shirtless, and at one point, Aoki even posed for Assaf as he took pictures of her with his phone, and they also took a dip in the clear blue water. Now, before the photos went viral, Aoki had posted some snaps from her trip to the Caribbean island on Instagram, but she notably did not include anyone in any of them. A few days before that, she posted more photos from the beach, and now looking at them, they really look like they were taken by a senior citizen. Vittorio also posted pictures from the same trip, featuring one of his friends whom he said he has known for 25 years. And now we know that their photo was possibly taken by Aoki. I mean, it's how he's been friends with his pal longer than Aoki has even been alive for me. Anyway, a source told People that Aoki and Vittorio are spending time together and enjoying each other's company, adding that they met while vacationing in St. Barts, which is a favorite Simmons family travel destination. Obviously, followers couldn't help but flood Aoki's Instagram comments with questions and concerns following the news spreading via social media, with most making note of the 43-year age difference. Yikes, I can't lie guys, a 43-year age difference is giving criminal. Baby, what's also bothering a lot of people is that Aoki is not one of those dumb girls. I mean, since childhood, she's modeled for her family's Baby Fat line and Just Fab. And in 2021, Aoki made her runway debut modeling for Pyer Moss Paris Couture. She's also gone on to grace the covers of Teen Vogue, Roller Coaster and Flaunt, and has been featured in outlets such as Vogue, Huffington Post, The Cut, Essence, and Complex. Aoki has now worked with top fashion houses including Tommy Hilfiger, Michael Kors, Dolce & Gabbana, Monse, Lacoste, Tory Burch, and Kate Spade. She was even announced as the star of BCBG's campaign for the brand's new capsule, BCBG New York. In addition to all that, Aoki also graduated from Harvard University at just 20 years old. So she's a pretty smart girl. And she even had to defend why, as a smart girl, she chose to do modeling.
Okay, well, one, models aren't uneducated or not articulate. But two, I think what you're really getting at is, why am I going into a field that doesn't necessarily require a degree or require a whole lot of book smarts when I have a lot of education, right? Is the question? Well, one, because I love it. And I think we should normalize you liking something. Like, you don't have to do what you're immediately good at, right? Like,
so again, we are not talking about some dumb girl. So why would she put herself in a situation people ideally consider dumb? Okay, it's also easy to imagine that Vittorio is possibly taking advantage of Aoki, because what possibly could a 65-year-old be discussing with a 22-year-old girl? And let's not forget that Vittorio was previously romantically linked to another young model, 23-year-old Naya Gatpul, which makes me wonder, is this something that he does? Hunt after young models and then take advantage of them? Baby, this is how girlies get hooked into the freak-off parties we've been talking about, courtesy of Diddy. And I don't know what Kimora is doing, but she better collect her girl ASAP. Well, there are people who are also saying that Kimora doesn't mind and is probably the one who taught her daughter to chase the bag and go after old money. Kimora Lee herself is 48, while her ex-husband Russell Simmons is 66. And the duo reportedly met when Kimora was just 17 and still in high school. When they met, Russell Simmons had founded Def Jam Recordings and Kimora was a young rising model at the time. So the assumption is that Aoki is just following in her mom's footsteps. And some people are even saying that she approves of her daughter dating a 65-year-old man. Remember, Aoki was also getting dragged for her last relationship because once again, people were saying that she was only in it for the bag. When people started attacking her, she responded by saying that it was a race thing, by writing, "It's genuinely so awful. How is any young person supposed to have a normal and well-adjusted life if this is what happens over a goddamn tagless Valentine's Day post?" And I had no idea because within my page, it's mild and mostly positive. Thank you guys for that. But I guess outside of the world, people I haven't done anything to or harmed at all are just horrendously bitter and anyway, I need to reconsider how/if I use this platform and what I share, which sucks because I'm an open person, but this can happen to people I care about. But some people said that it was not really about race, but the fact that Aoki was seemingly chasing old money in the family, which is exactly the same thing she is doing with 65-year-old Vittorio. You know, maybe Aoki's daddy issues have driven her into looking for a father in another man. Y'all recall when a few months ago, Kimora Lee went on Instagram Live to spill about how Russell has been a douchebag and pleaded with him to stop attacking her and their children? She even said she had receipts to prove that she had spent millions of dollars to help Russell pay his bills, help with his businesses, and even with his unsuccessful bids. And while she was doing all this, Russell was absent from Ming's and Aoki's lives. Kimora actually said that they blocked Russell a long time ago due to his alleged even though he had been fronting like everything was peaceful. At the time, Aoki also hopped onto her Instagram to share her side of the story and also expose her dad for all the nasty things he has been doing to them.
Between a lot of people who are close to him and who have experienced how he has, just lashed out at anyone he can and completely changed the person that he is, a lot of us feel like maybe something was wrong, like mentally, I don't know. He's older, I don't know, but he has completely changed.
Aoki also said in her live that Russell had been them and insulting them for years, and specifically said very awful things to her because she refused to support him. She even shared a series of texts with her father on her stories detailing years of mistreatment, which proved that he's been awful to her for years. Aoki also revealed that her dad repeatedly vowed to sabotage her fashion career by preventing her from securing certain jobs, and exposed more incidents where he had threatened her sister and grandmother. In addition, Aoki accused Russell of constantly yelling and screaming at her over an unspecified legal situation that she insisted she had nothing to do with.
I have screen recordings, I have voice memos of things that it doesn't sound like a human being. He's like shrieking and yelling, and he sounds like possessed. So I will say, I'm not even sure if it's to his credit, but the best explanation I have is something mental going on, because I used to be very close to my dad.
I don't know, guys. Maybe it's these daddy issues that have pushed Aoki to date a man 43 years older than her. And people on social media were also like, baby girl, this is not a flex. It's giving major daddy issues. Best believe that Aoki thinks her relationship with Vittorio is a flex because she responded to people calling her out on her Instagram story, writing, well, now I know why folks were calling me. She's basically saying, yes, and dang, it's just sad that in a few years' time, we will be talking about how Aoki got involved in a toxic relationship and was taken advantage of, and I bet it's gonna be a whole other Diddy-like story. Plus, hasn't Aoki learned from the things her own dad has been accused of doing? Other than being close to Diddy and possibly taking part in the freak-offs, there were also blind items back in the day that seemed directed at Russell, saying that he was illegally moving underage boys and using them, allegedly. Also, remember when Russell was facing several allegations from more than 20 women who claimed that he took advantage of them, and his daughter wants to be making headlines and tangled in similar stories? She's an adult and is free to do whatever she wants, but does this 43-year age difference sit right with you? And do you think Kimora Lee has anything to do with her daughter dating a much older man? Honey, I am dying to know your thoughts on this relationship, so drop those thoughts in the comments section below.